Welcome back, and here in San Diego, it's time for our keys to the game. They're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers, and today they're brought to you by Rick Sutcliffe.
Well, you're going to have to knuckle down. If they're going to win this ball game today, in my opinion, they got to do it in the first 5 innings. You don't want to get into that talented bullpen that the Padres have. 1 through 9, that's what it was last night. The 7, 8, and 9 in the order, they scored 4 runs, they drove in 4 runs. It's going to take 1 through 9, and you got to spin it. Jameson Taillon knows that. He faced the Padres before. He faced them last year. He saw what Cabrera did last night. That worked. He's going to try to do it again.
All right, Jameson Taillon and the Cubs looking to pick up the W in the finale of the road trip. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back, I promise.
Good to go!
Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back here in San Diego, it is a beautiful afternoon, and the Cubs hoping to get into the win column with Jameson Taillon on the mound. Last night, they picked up a win in Game 2, and it earned Craig Counsell career managerial win number 900. And he continues to rack up those W's, but yeah, for Counsell last night, a win, and I mean, fellas were excited for him.
Luke, we know one thing. Great managers only manage when they have to. And there was a situation where Cabrera needed some help, and Hobie Miller came in there and absolutely destroyed the out that he needed to get hit. And all of a sudden now you've only got a 1-run lead. You got to go to your bench. You got to go to the right guy. You got to go to the right guy in the bullpen. You got to go to the right guy in the bench. You've got to do a lot of those things to win a lot of games. And as you mentioned, 900 is a big number.
Yeah, you will not find a more prepared manager in baseball. And you look at active leaders, Terry Francona, future Hall of Famer, far and away the leader. But then A.J. Hinch, then Dave Roberts, who likely will be headed to the Hall of Fame as well. Kevin Cash has done a magnificent job. And then Craig Counsell. It's a pretty good group to be with.
Yeah, we're going to deal with Terry Francona and those Cincinnati Reds during the next homestand.
All right, let's check out the starting lineups for the Cubs. There's Nico up top. He's playing shortstop. Dansby will sit again with that glute issue. Moises Ballesteros DHs. He at second. Bregman with the sore toe, but he is back in the lineup and starting at third base at 2 hits last night. Ian Happ hits fourth. Bush fifth. Conforto a start in right field, and he will hit 6. 7, 8, 9, Shaw, PCA, and Amaya, as Pete last night unloaded with a home run and looking better and better at the plate. Strike zone judgment has been excellent. And that group will go up against Matt Waldron.
Well, you can see the knuckleball usage is down a little bit. He actually threw it over 50% last year. 18th round guys don't normally make it to the big league, so a lot of credit to him. He's filling in for Nick Pivetta right now, who's on the IL, but this could be his job for a while if he could pitch better.
Waldron, who last year pitched only 1 game in the major leagues, began the year in the IL last season with an oblique strain. The year before that, though, he was certainly helpful. He threw over 140 innings, a 4.91 ERA, and this season began the year on the IL. He ended up having hemorrhoid surgery, and that took time out of his preparation, and so he's making just his 3rd start of the season, and away we go. And the first offering in for a strike, that one at 92. No knuckleball for you.
We got some inside information on how Waldron was a knuckleball pitcher, but now he's become a pitcher that throws a knuckleball.
A 1 to Nico, and there it is. Waldron, they started to put the emphasis on the knuckler in 2021. In 2022, he started doing zooms with the likes of R.A. Dickey, Tim Wakefield, the late Tim Wakefield. Swing and a miss. And another knuckleball. All right, so let's get it out of the way. One of us is going to say it, but what is the hitting philosophy for a knuckleball? Give me the rhyme.
If it starts high, let it fly.
And if it's low?
Let it go.
All right. John Shambi, Rick Sutcliffe together as Nico Hoerner fouls it back. That was unrehearsed, everybody.
Yeah, you kind of stunned me there. Like, whoa, he's asking me for help? Especially when you knew the answer.
Hoerner with a big hit last night, and he was pumped up. And that one up and in, buzzed the tower, and Nico flexing those shoulders to get out of the way. Down 2-2.
What's going on here, man? This has happened a lot in this 3-game series, and I don't think any of them are intentional.
Two. And that's upstairs.
We talked last night about how important it is to score first for the Cubs. 11-4 on the year now with that win last night. Be a good time to get it started here in the first inning.
Pitch to Nico. Popped up. And that cutter got in on him. Right side. Oh, it's going to fall. You can see it coming as France and Cronenworth were looking at each other. I don't know whether verbally one of them called it, but they just sort of kept peeking at each other and thinking that the other one was going to take over.
I think France had it all the way, and then all of a sudden he heard some footsteps. I agree with you. I don't think there was any communication. There he is. I got it. Just stay away from me. Leave me alone. The next thing you know, you're right beside me. All right, you're a better defender than I am. I'll let you take it. And I think Nico Hoerner would be happy to take that base hit.
As Ballesteros fouls one off. Now, I am all for Nico's stats climbing and climbing. I would say just objectively, editorially, it's why there needs to be a team error. Because that ball needs to be caught. That's not a hit.
I had the same conversation with Tony Gwynn Jr. before the game. Why is there not that team stat?
Ballesteros dribbles it foul. How much fun has it been to watch Moises Ballesteros hit?
Well, we heard about it, and we saw a little bit of it in spring training, and you wonder, is it going to work into the regular season? Well, it's done even more than that. I thought with that grand slam that he hit on Monday night, I thought, all right, this could be a 3-game sweep. Didn't happen on Monday, but it did last night, and hopefully again.
Well, there was that quote from Craig Counsell that made the rounds. You can tell it's sort of tongue-in-cheek, but not totally tongue-in-cheek, that at a certain point he said to Dustin Cayley and John Maley, just leave him alone. don't go near him. The 0-2. On the ground, right side, Cronenworth stumbling, thought about second, and instead able to get the out at first. So Hoerner into scoring position. And there's one away.
Right there's a great example why you like speed at the top of the order. Cronenworth with anybody other than Nico out there, BCA, he couldn't have done it, but he would have tried to get that force out, and with not a lot of speed going down the line at first, could have been a double play, but it's not. Now there's a runner in scoring position.
Waldron working out of the set. And a swing and a miss. Time now for the advanced metrics powered by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. Average spin rate by pitch this season. So the average curveball about 2,573 RPMs. A four-seam fastball is 2,314. A Waldron knuckleball is 310. So that gives you an idea just how little spin there is. On the ground, and that's through the hole at a base hit. Nico holding up to make sure that it wasn't caught.
Talking to Alex before the game, I said, you've had a couple of bats against this guy. You've got much experience at all against a knuckleball pitcher? He said, yeah, I faced R.A. Dickey a few times. And I think literally for all hitters, the more times you see a pitcher, the more success you're going to have.
And I would just editorially say or point out, Andujar starting at third, and with Machado that lower half injury, even with a lower half injury, I'm thinking, man, he probably keeps that on the infield.
I tried not to say it during this series, but great point, Boog.
I feel like I should just take my headset off and leave. A lot of people would enjoy that. Ian Happ has gotten on base 20 straight games and matches a career high that he set in 2023. And a great chance right here. Corner at third and Bregman at first. Cubs this year in terms of runs per game, third in the majors. They're third as a team in weighted runs created plus. But Craig Counsell's group with runners in scoring position, middle of the pack in that 14th so range. So it just underlines you want to get as many opportunities as you possibly can. That is what the elite offenses do.
Berry taking a long look at Craig Counsell. Ian Happ looking at Quentin Berry like, you going to turn me loose here? You know that I lead the team in home runs with 7. I'd like to pad that number.
Waldron ready, the 3-0. And that's in there for a strike. And time now for Home Depot working on a win. This is a great stat. Most plate appearances with runners on base. The Cubs lead the Bigs by far, and that's why they score. And if that continues, they will continue to score. Down and in. And with the walk, they are all loaded up. And Michael Busch will step to the plate. Seiya Suzuki is off today. Swanson is sitting with that glute cramp he suffered last night.
I know we both talked to Dansby before the game. He feels great. Felt like he could have gone, but with another off day tomorrow, it's probably the smart thing. It wouldn't surprise me if Dansby didn't take his glove out to shortstop with a lead late in the game, and he might have to take his bat to home plate to get that lead. I hope people realize what a great team at bat that was by Ian Happ there. You got a man on third, you got less than 2 outs. People get paid. They get all-star nominations. You get all kinds of great things when you drive in runs. But the right thing to do right there, he could have hit a ground ball to first on that pitch and probably got a run, but it would have been an out. Wait a minute. Let me put the bases loaded into the hands of Michael Busch.
Cubs continuing to take walks. Only the Brewers and Yankees are better in terms of team walk rate. That's something that's continued for the Brewers from last year. So Ruben Niebla has made his way back to the dugout. No Craig Stammen managing today. It's Randy Knorr as Busch takes a strike. Yeah, there's Randy Knorr as he is managing this game here today. Stammen away from the team due to a death in the family. Bases loaded and 1 out. And Michael Busch takes the ball and the count is 1-1.
Get the ball in the air. Opportunity for a huge inning. Possibly the game could be in the hands of Michael Busch right now. Put it in the outfield.
Here's a 1-1. And that is in there for a strike. A little sweeper.
I have to think Michael's going to have to deal with that knuckleball now, at least on this pitch and maybe the next one.
Back up the middle, 1 hop. Wow, Bogarts steps on second for 1, on to first, and it's a double play. And Xander Bogarts with a magnificent defensive play. Cubs don't score. Jameson Taillon takes them out, and we come back. Bottom of the first, Padres up to hit. The Padres lineup is brought to you by Ford. Maryland center, then Tatis, Machado DHs, Bogarts, France, and Duhar. Cronenworth, Castellanos, and Campusano will catch again. And Jameson Taillon will get to work with Miguel Amaya behind the plate. And a swing and a miss. Good heater right there at 91.
Big right-hander, just 34 years of age. Take a look at the whiff rate, how it's up significantly over a year ago. 6th start of the season. Cubs 3-2 in JMO starts. But the exciting part is that they've won his last 3.
Go 2 to Merrill. At a curve, and that one missed just outside. Might have bent around the outside edge of the plate.
It bothers me that I think about it, but remember the first hitter of the game Monday night, and then all of a sudden you're going to challenge it, and it didn't work.
In the air, left field, Happ coming on near the line, and Ian makes the catch.
You can't hit it much harder than this, but you'd like to have had a little bit better direction. Bases loaded, only 1 out. You want to get it in the air, but all of a sudden Waldron had 2 strikes on Michael Busch. You gotta protect. You just hope you don't hit it at somebody. But Boog, as you perfectly mentioned, that was a terrific play by Bogarts.
First pitch swinging, line center field. Pete Crow Armstrong, and Tatis is out. So 2 outs on 5 pitches. That one hopper by Busch was 99.2 miles an hour.
Those are normally hits, aren't they? They're supposed to be hits.
So far this year, if you hit the ball 95 or above, you hit 475.
There you go. You've always got my back, don't you?
There's Manny Machado.
You know, the only thing you can do as a starting pitcher when something like that happens in the top of the first, go get 3 outs. Go get them as quick as you can. Give your offense an opportunity to put something on the board.
Here's the 0-1 to Machado. And that's in there for a strike. Mark Ripperger.
Big breaking ball. That might have been a changeup.
It was a cutter.
Might have been a cutter.
Liner. And that one foul. Cubs as a team, a plus 34 run differential. 3rd in the NL, 4th in the majors. And a swing and a miss, and a great start for Jameson Taillon. 1-2-3 go the Padres. We're at the end of 1, no score. Top of the 2nd, and the Cubs back to hit, and it'll be Michael Conforto to step to the plate. All right, since 2023, most knuckleballs thrown, this guy is far and away the leader. I mean, look, you got Trevino, Yastrzemski, and a bunch of position players on there. As Conforto takes the sweeper for a strike. So he's the dude. Conforto, one of the few guys, you mentioned this, that has at bats against Waldron.
Yeah, a handful, 5 of them. Got a base hit. I was just wondering if he was going to wear his World Series ring to home plate with him today. But he's got the gloves on. I don't know if he's got it on now or not, but I know he put it on Friday night. Look at his teammates out there to congratulate him. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's huge. That's what you play the game for.
The 2-1. High fly ball drilled center field. Merrill back some more. Jumps. It's off his glove. And into second goes Conforto. So a rough start defensively for the Padres.
Well, one of my keys today should have been keep the ball off the ground, hit it in the air. Nico getting a base hit with that infield fly ball. I mean, I don't know if they're going to protect him or not, but that's got to go as a double.
It did go as a double, but he's got to make that catch.
It's E8. I mean, he'd be the first guy to tell you.
Got him on the heel. I mean, again, I think it's Sun. He's on the track. He probably feels like the wall is closer than it actually was. Yeah, the first offering is in for a strike to Matt Shaw. If you look at metrics, OAA, DRS, they don't love the Padres. Kind of average to below average. 17th in OAA at a 30, 19th in DRS. Yeah, the Cubs are elite in OAA, lead the majors, 7th in DRS. They've been as high as 2 in that. I mean, the Cubs have the argument as the best defensive team in all of baseball. Just so many good defenders out there. For the Padres, it seems like it's going to be probably in the average space for them. Here's Shaw with a count 1-1. Roller to short. Bogarts, Fields, unloads, throws low, out at first. Shane Leibensbarger to call it first.
They might take a look at this. I don't know if France was on the bag or not. He looked kind of awkward with his footing there. Matt Shaw's going to stick around for a while.
No, they're not going to look at it.
They're not going to do it. But I mean, you got a productive out. You got a man on second, nobody out. Worst thing you can possibly do is make him out. Best thing you can do is get him to third.
And now it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Home run in the 7th last night. And a swing and a miss. Went with a cutter upstairs. See the overall numbers. Last night's homer just his 2nd of the year. But the eye of the approach has been much better. He stayed off some tough pitches. On the ground to first. France up with it. He'll step on the base, and Conforto forced to stay over there at third. So 2 away now with a man at third, and it will bring up Miguel Amaya.
Everybody getting an opportunity in this 3-game series. Amaya today. Moises Ballesteros on Monday. Carson Kelly yesterday.
That last pitch called a strike. Not a strike. The 0-1. And that one in there.
This one's going to get looked at here.
Oh, they didn't call it a strike. Yeah, the catcher challenging Campusano. It looked like it was a strike. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and yeah.
What made it look bad was the fact that Campusano couldn't catch it. I mean, the whole baseball's in the zone there.
I haven't looked to see. Yeah, he was immediately challenging. I would assume he's using a knuckleball catcher's mitt, which is somewhat like a first baseman's mitt, but he also throws 92, does Waldron. Yeah. So I don't know whether he may be using his regular glove. Or his regular mitt, I should say. The 1-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Amaya.
It's great to see Miguel healthy. I mean, back when I first heard about him, he was a can't miss type prospect. That injury bug got him a couple of times last year. Having a lot of success in day games this season. Probably the reason Council put him out there today. OPS is over 1,000 during the day.
fouled off. One of the things Craig Counsell likes to point out with Miguel Amaya, I mean, he was signed as a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're talking about a guy who was signed as a teenager. He still, as a professional, only has fewer than 2,500 plate appearances. That one inside. Relative to his age, you know, you'd figure he'd have a good bit more than that.
Still only 27.
Yeah.
It's time to.
Good 4 to a third. 3-2. Popped up foul back in our general direction, sort of.
Time for a wild pitch. Went with the sweeper that time. Staying away from the knuckleball where there's always the opportunity to get a free 90 feet from where Conforto is.
3-2. And again, pop foul and out of play. I mean, that is the kitchen sink. Cutter, knuckler, sweeper, sinker, knuckle. Good 4 to a third, 2 away. There's no score. We're in the second. 3-2 pitch. And look out, look out. See you, Quentin Berry.
He still got it, doesn't he? Looks like he should still be playing.
On the ground, up the middle, and it gets through. Miguel Amaya punches a single back up the middle. Cubs lead it 1-0.
Oh, you get frustrated leaving men on base. You got a man on third, 1 out. You got the bases loaded in the first inning. You don't score a run. You got a man on third and 1 out here, and you're not able to get him in. What has to happen? You got to have a teammate that picks you up. Miguel Amaya with some more success in day baseball, and that's extremely important when you play for the Chicago Cubs.
Warner pops this one up. Bogarts back and under it and makes the grab. Cubs on the board first. Miguel Amaya makes it 1-0. Welcome back as we go bottom of the second. Cubs lead 1-0, and time to send it downstairs. And one Taylor McGregor.
Good afternoon, everybody. With Jameson Taillon on the mound, I wanted to share a fun fact I learned this week. J-Mo, decent guitarist. Here's how we found out. In the visiting clubhouse here at Petco Park, there are 2 guitars that hang on the wall. So anybody who comes in could pick one up and play a song. That's exactly what J-Mo did on Monday. Here's a look at the guitars. They look lovely. It looks like you just want to pick one up and play. He started playing 2 a.m. by Matchbox 20. Had a little concert. Come to find out, a couple years ago when he was rehabbing from Tommy John, he was down in Sarasota, and he was rehabbing with Clay Holmes. Well, Clay Holmes had this interest in picking up guitar, so J-Mo had a little bit of FOMO in him and said, I want to join. They started taking guitar lessons together. Come to find out, weeks go by, and their teacher starts bringing in other people. So there was a bass player, a drummer, and then pretty soon the teacher texts J-Mo one day and said, hey, by the way, I booked you guys for the finish line at the Sarasota 10K. And J-Mo said, whoa. So he said, I literally ghosted the guy because I knew there was no chance I was ready to perform in public. So just for his teammates occasionally when they're in San Diego now, Boo.
Now, also, though, he is a bit shy, right, T-Mac, because he wouldn't let you take a picture of him actually playing or holding the guitar, correct?
I know, which is a little messed up. He's too shy. He doesn't want to claim he's more of a musician than he is.
Yeah.
He's part-time musician, like me, you know.
He's, just like you.
Oh, okay.
Just like you.
That's one of my biggest regrets.
Not playing the guitar?
Well, you know, you're on the airplane a lot as a big league baseball player, and now half the team has a guitar, and that's what they do. And I just, it's so much fun when you can, you know, just sit around and you know, get around the campfire or you know, around anywhere, the kitchen table, and just sing songs, just entertain people. Somebody's got to play the guitar in every family.
The 2-0 is in there for a second. Thinking of you on a plane or a bus with a guitar, and all I'm thinking about is Nuke LaLoosh on the bus, messing up the lyrics to every single song.
It just wasn't that important back in the day, but I mean, you got them in the clubhouse now, just like Taylor was able to see it. You play an instrument?
No.
Piano? Nothing?
2-2, Taillon. And that one roped to left, but Happ is there. And there's 2 away. T-Mac, since you walked into it, just a quick question. You said that he's a part-time musician like you.
Yeah, I play the piano.
You do?
Once every 10 years.
Okay. Great. Well, when is the next round? When do you do?
Well, we'll have to figure that out.
But I'm saying, is it 3 years, 2 years?
I think about 6 more.
Okay. Bush scoops it up. Jameson Taillon, 6 up, 6 down. Sweet music so far on the mound. Ballesteros coming up to hit.
I'll show myself out.
Fans, its live odds are brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything.
You're
Card
gonna
83.
You're gonna have to read them all because over here,
Yeah,
the glare from a day game.
I get it. Ballesteros hits that in the air left field. And the catch is made by Castellanos.
This is the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra. With the most standard features of any sedan in its class, it means you can have your cake and drive it too. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get a low $289 per month lease on Sentra.
Now it's Bregman. Alex, 2 hits last night off the bench and a single to start today.
Remember that ball he hit in the first inning Monday night? Laureano ran it down, crashing into the wall. Would have been at least extra bases. Nico would have scored. Do that again tonight or this afternoon because Castellanos ain't going to make that play.
Ball to strike on Bregman. On the ground to third, and Andujar scoops it up. And Alex retired. There's 2 away. Matt Waldron, originally drafted out of the University of Nebraska. Remember this trade during the COVID year, right as they've been backed up the deadline. But the Guardians got Cantillo, Quantrill, Arias, Naylor, Miller. I mean, it's like they swapped teams. And then Clevenger was the big get for the Pods, plus Allen. And Waldron was the player named on November 9th. Oh, 2. You were always the guy in the trade, right? You were never the player to be named.
No, one time I was the player to be named later. The first trade from the Dodgers to Cleveland. It was Jack Perconte for Jorge Orta. And if you read way down in the article.
Okay. Old number 87B was. Yeah.
You would find me. I thought I had the best story of all, being 87B my first spring, and then Fergie Jenkins said his first number was 101. Hi, Fergie. I know he and Kathy are listening.
Fly ball right field. And the grab is made by Tatis. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs for the first time today. 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Third. One nothing Cubs lead it. Miguel Amaya RBI single in the second. That's the difference in the game. Jameson Taillon has looked sharp so far as he faces Jake Cronenworth.
One thing we know about Jameson, he's got all of the tools. He's got every pitch you need to get somebody out. Started him out with a cutter on that outside corner, and then he gets him to chase the changeup down and away. Fastball 92, 93 miles an hour. That velocity continues to go up for Jameson. I think it's because the weather gets a little warmer.
Swing and a miss. Cronenworth down on strike. 7 in a row retired to begin for Jameson Taillon.
This is the latest greatest pitch. And I'm telling you, Jameson Taillon has fallen in love with that kick change. It is such a big weapon for him now. Back in the day when he threw 98, he didn't need a changeup. But a lot of people do as they get a little bit older, and what a weapon this has become. Right and left-handed hitters.
The 0-1. And that is popped foul.
You know the thing I love about the kick change?
Tell me.
You know, Ryder threw 4 no-hit innings
Your grandson.
last night in the game, my grandson.
Folks at home may not have, they don't have their grandkid roster.
They know. Okay. He throws a kick change. And the great thing about it is their hands aren't big enough to throw that split finger fastball. You just, their fingers won't go. My fingers don't even hardly go that far. But the thing about it is with that kick change, you put it right in between these 2 fingers, and then you just lay your middle finger on top. Push it back against your hand, throw a fastball.
Can he pronate?
You don't need to do that.
Right.
You can, but you don't need to do it.
Right.
Throwing a fastball, that's the best part about it, is that you're not doing anything with your elbow or your arm that might get you in trouble. Everybody on his team's throwing one. They're having a blast with it. It's unbelievable how it comes out with backspin, and then at the end it kind of ends up with topspin.
Yeah, kicks the axis. It's a pitch that was, look, I'm sure there are people out there that will dispute it, but it was effectively invented at Tread, which is in Charlotte. Number of pitchers go and train there, and Taillon did, and it's where Tyler Zombro came from. He's the head of pitching for the Cubs. And basically for guys whose arms don't really work in that direction, and that is something you'd say about Taillon, is that he's more of a supinator than a pronator.
No doubt, no doubt. Speaking of Tyler, what a great addition he has been to Tommy Hotovy's staff.
Here's a 2-0. That one misses, and now it's 3-0 on Campusano. Cubs lead 1-0. And that's in there for a strike.
Back in the day for JMO, you just throw 98 miles an hour right down the middle. See what you can do with that. He might have to spin it now. There it is. And he can.
Sano now with a count 3-2.
Spin it one more time.
Taillon ready, and here it comes.
Thought he'd give him a little look at that two-seam fastball in, get a ground ball. That just makes the breaking ball here after that pitch even more effective.
And that one is in there. Got him looking. Taillon strikes out the side. 9 up, 9 down for JMO.
The D-backs come to town starting Friday for a 3-game weekend series. Tickets are still available at Cubs.com/tickets.
Matt Waldron will get to work. Had a pitch outside to Michael Busch, grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first. Cubs had him loaded. Busch hit it hard up the middle, and Bogaerts was waiting on it. Snagged a 99-mile-an-hour one-hopper and turned it into 2.
Michael, one of the few guys that's not hit his stride quite yet. It's kind of like that last year when he ended up putting up big numbers. On base a lot last night, couple walks, and was hit by a pitch.
Pop foul, and that one out of play. Yeah, Bushy has not quite gotten going yet.
And that last pitch is the perfect example of why. I mean, he had a great pitch to hit. He put a good swing on it, but not able to square it up yet.
Look out, Jose. Jose Javier doing the coaching. There he is.
They got to be in the coaching box now, don't they?
Yeah, not entirely safe, I don't think always. I haven't seen anybody beef with coaches yet, and I haven't asked Q and Jose lately if it's been a thing.
I mean, I know why they're doing it, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I mean, you got Seiya Suzuki up, and he pulls the ball down the line. You know, you got a coach that
Popped up out into shallow right center. Cronenworth gives way to Bogaerts, who makes the catch, and Busch is retired. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah. Just to finish my thought, you got guys that are older than the players on the field, and the players on the field obviously have a glove, and yet you expect them to get out of the way. You could be asking for trouble. Now, why are they being told to do that? Because there's a lot of sign stealing and things that have always gone on in baseball, and Major League Baseball thinks this will slow it down a little. I don't like it.
Conforto, and that's a fair ball. All right, so when Renee Latchman used to coach third,
Yeah, for
with Mark
years.
McGuire up, look at where the ball person is down the line. Right down the line with the guy with the red shirt.
Yeah.
That's where Latch would stand.
Sometimes he'd sit in that chair, too. I mean, he was coaching when he was in his 60s, and, you know, Carlos Quentin's half that age and still sometimes can't get out of the way.
Bunted towards third. Pretty good one. And Duhar will let it roll. Fair ball and a base hit for Matt Shaw.
I love it. I love it. Now you got the first baseman holding Matt Shaw on. You got a gap for Pete Crow Armstrong to possibly pull a base hit through that hole. And he might not have that hole because Matt Shaw is going to have the green light to run if he feels like he gets the right kind of jump. You never know. Pete Crow might try to lay one down.
Waldron fires. And that's in for a strike. All right, so check this out. Go bottom first. First 16, 203, walking in about a 4% clip. But the last 14, the average is up, the OBP is way up, and he's walking almost 11% of the time. He's swinging at the first pitch way, way less. That is roped right field. That's back. It's got a chance, and it's gone. Stay hot, PCA. And it's 3-0, and you can tell he's starting to feel it. Pete Crow Armstrong, his second in as many games, third of the year, and the Cubs have a 3-0 lead.
There's a guy that just woke up. This home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. You know, it all started with a base hit off Mason Miller on Monday. Then he goes deep last night for a 3-run homer off a left-handed pitcher, and he goes deep again.
Well, Pete Crow Armstrong starting to find that groove, choosing good pitches to hit, and when he's getting them, he's squaring them up.
Couple things on Pete. One, he said part of what's helped him lock in is the tough left-handed hitters or pitchers that he's faced. Sometimes guys from the left side can allow you to see pitches in different ways and allow you to lock in. So he said that. And then Boog, we'll have to wait for the rest of it because that's 3 outs, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after this.
Imagine that.
Cubs lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth, thanks to a Pete Crow Armstrong home run. As I was saying before the break, one of the things Pete pointed out that he feels really proud of in this stretch, although the wall power hadn't quite shown up, was the on-base percentage, an OBP north of 300. He said, prior to the year, I set a goal for myself. I wanted to get on base more. He's been able to do that, but Boog, we cannot lose sight of the fact that his best quality is hit the ball over the fence. So if he can do that and get on base a little bit more, good things happening for Pete.
Pitch missing downstairs here on the Taylor McGregor television network. T-Mac, you make a great point. I do think, and we've talked about this, a lot of people in the media have talked about it. You look at Pete, and that's a one-hopper that Bush will get to Tyone, and Merrill retired one away. And you think speed, and guys in the media always think leadoff. What about hitting leadoff? What about hitting leadoff? But the reality is you want to put guys that don't make outs at the top of your order. And Pete's #1 skill set besides his speed is his power. And so his ability to hit the ball in the gaps and over the wall, I think it's more likely he ends up in a run-producing spot than in the #1 spot.
I totally agree. And yesterday I talked to Craig Counsell about that. I told him, I go, back in our day, the thing about a leadoff guy was having the guy that can put himself in run scoring position more than anybody else. You look at the numbers last year, PCA did it 107 times. You're talking about doubles, triples, home runs, and stolen bases. Ian Happ, Michael Bush, right on down the line, Nico Horner, all of them were in the 60s. And I just asked him that. He goes, you need contact. And right now for Pete Crow Armstrong, that on-base percentage is around 300. Nico's up there around 400.
On the ground, that's to short, and that's Nico. And Tatis is out. Swanson not playing today because of the glute issue. Go ahead.
No, just to add this, and I know Taylor talked about it because Bregman was talking about there's a lot of failure in the game of baseball. There's a lot. It doesn't matter who you are. It's going to happen. What matters is how you handle it. And I love that when Pete Crow came in there after that home run, he was right there by Bregman.
Up foul back our way.
Well, to your point, Sud, PCA and Alex Bregman have been talking a ton, and in our post-game interview with Pete in the clubhouse last night, Bregman comes over and said, make sure you tell everybody what I've been telling you. So he quoted a famous J. Cole line, beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. And that's part of what they've been talking about amidst the struggles. That's the part of the game that they love. And then eventually they get to enjoy the beauty.
The 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. More good work for Jameson Taillon. Machado retired, and he's gotten everybody he's faced. Back at Petco, and we go to the top of the 5th. Cubs lead 3-0. They've gotten a 2-run homer from Pete Crow Armstrong. As Matt Waldron will get back to work. And that knuckleball is in for a strike to Nico Hoerner. It'll go Hoerner, Ballesteros, and Bregman. Cubs have won 11 out of 14. Here's the 0-1.
You feel good about the 3-0 lead. But I'll tell you right now, with the Padres having a day off tomorrow and the outstanding bullpen that they got, I'd feel a lot better if you could put a couple runs up right here in the top of the 5th.
Swing and a miss, and Hoerner comes up empty on a heater at 90.
Probably looked like 104 from Mason Miller after all the soft stuff. Oh!
Four-seamer at 90, and Hoerner took a moment, and then.
Well, he looked to the bench, and Craig Counsell started to come out immediately, and Nico said, no, it hit me in the helmet. I'm good. And Craig Counsell turned around to Nick and said, no, we're going to go take a look at this. Oh, my goodness. Thank goodness he knew how to get out of the way. If you turn into the field, you're in trouble. He turned the other way. That's what that C-flap is all about. That just saved a major injury right there. Oh, did he want to challenge it? Is that why he topped it?
No, he was having some fun. He made, I think jokingly, he was sort of like, I'm woozy, and he was all right.
Not a tougher way to get on base than that. I'll be honest, it was important for Nico to get on to try to extend his lead, but not that important.
Yeah, Hoerner is the only Cub to start every game this year. Dansby was, until today, the other. Yeah, I mean, he's fine. He's smiling, but I understand why Craig Counsell and Nick Frangella are out there, because realistically, diagnosing a concussion or anything like that in the moment is really challenging. And a guy saying he's okay, and they want to just do the best job they can to at least ask and find out. Check swing by Ballesteros went too far. Seen so many guys in the game. I mean, I can't even think of the countless times it must have happened to teammates of yours that ended up with concussions that didn't even know they had concussions, and then they'd be like, man, I don't feel so good. Why am I not swinging the bat well? That one tapped foul. See, I made the point with JD the other night, and I know it hit Cronenworth in his shoulder and then in the face. Look, man, both Nico, Cronenworth, hats off, super tough. But to me, when Jake Cronenworth is getting hit in the chin by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, you got to come out of the game. Like, you can't. There's just, you got to make sure that it's okay. And I think he has 2 hits since then. I mean, it's not been a great start for him, but.
Well, just think about it. You get hit in the mouth. You get hit in the head. Is your first thought when a pitcher throws a baseball, okay, it's not going to hit me. Where is it? That's too late.
Yeah. Corner, jab step. Waldron hit hard but foul.
I think even Craig Counsell would like to see Nico run here. You know that if Bally hits the ball on the ground like he did in his first at bat, it could lead to a double play. Get in the scoring position. That ground ball to the right side will get you to third. Okay, now you go.
0-2 on Moises Ballesteros, who's grounded to second. And he's flied to left. Waldron ready. And Diaz, there goes the runner. Pitch is hit on the ground, right side. Cronenworth with Horner on the go. He flips to first. Time now for part 2. Cubs fans visit the Motorola Razor Room in Gallagher Way when we return home the 1st through the 6th of May. Enter for your chance to win a signed Dansby Swanson jersey and a Motorola Razr Ultra. For details on the room space, visit Cubs.com/Motorola. Nobody reads card 2 like me. First offering to Bregman is a knuckleball that's a smidge high, ball 1. Man in scoring position for Alex, who's 1 out of 2. Waldron sets. And that one down and away.
Boog, I know you did too. I had a lot of people in spring training ask me about Tucker and Bregman. What's the difference? Is this just the same kind of deal? You got the same kind of player? I didn't know then. I know now. No. Yeah, their career averages are 272, both of them. But this is a completely different guy. This guy is there to help everybody. Nothing against Kyle Tucker. He's quiet. He just didn't chat with, he didn't really do anything with anybody other than himself and his computer. Bregman is an open book to anybody that might need help.
Bregman taking inside, and now it's 3-0.
Former Cub manager Dusty Baker told me this guy might be my favorite all-time player that I ever managed.
That's a pretty amazing thing to say.
And as long as Dusty's been around, Bregman loves Dusty right back. Little surprise there. 89-mile-an-hour sinker. What Waldron's been doing all day today, this is going to be that little sweeper. He's had a little success with it.
That's in there for a strike. The one thing I'll say on the Tucker Bregman, they're just different people. I mean, you just feel and notice Alex's presence, and guys are drawn to him. For Kyle Tucker, if he's the 930 OPS guy through the end of June, that's one thing. But if it's 690 the way it was the rest of the way, we start to think different things about the intangibles. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think that, but I'm saying you start to assign qualities that maybe aren't there. Like, you're fine with quiet guy if it's a 930 OPS. Then you become less fine with it when it's 690. And I don't think there's any question that Bregman's considered one of the best leaders in the game. Got that off. Which foot? Oh, that's not fair. He's already been hit on the left toe. Did he just get his right toe? 3-2, man at second, 1 out. Pop this one up. Cronenworth, sunglasses on the dirt. And Jake makes the catch.
If you think today was hard, try living one day in this man's life. Liam's had 5 heart surgeries. Go, Liam!
One of my best days ever.
There's Ian Happ now. Happ or a walk, and he's flied out. So a new career high, 21 straight games being on base, and a check swing for Happ. Strike 1.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. What am I ready for?
One of my
Ian Happ delivers.
Favorite calls of the
Yeah.
It's not just the words, it's the passion that you put into it.
PCA has already delivered here today, a 2-run homer. Happ hits it foul. Corner out there at second, edging away. 2 down, 2 strikes on Happ. Waldron. And Happ able to spoil that knuckler. The 0-2. And that's up and in. One, 2. And that is strike 3. Happ is gone. And Horner left stranded. Midway in the 5th, it's 3-0. Fans experience the energy of the bleachers from the left field porch. The porch features an all-inclusive menu and creates the perfect setting to mingle with family, friends, or colleagues. For more information, visit Cubs.com/premier. Go do some mingling out there on the left field porch.
That's my favorite place to watch a baseball game at Wrigley. There's some energy out there.
Here comes a 1-0. And now 2-0. Tyone has gotten everybody that he has faced. Oh, they're challenging.
Pitches the ball, Chicago, 4 challenge remaining.
That's 1/10 of an inch, kids. If I'm Mark Ripperger, I just stop the game and say, see how good I am? The 2-0. And that's in for a, I mean, seriously. 1/10 of an inch.
At this point in the ball game, you have to be sure. There needs to be at least half the baseball. It's going to be a strike for you to make that challenge.
That's in there for a strike. Little sweeper.
He's got it all, doesn't he? He realized that that power pitcher at 98 miles an hour, he's gone.
There comes a 2-2. Reaching for it. Popped up foul.
These guys have seen a lot of each other back in the Yankee Red Sox day. 30 at bats for Xander Bogaerts, only 6 hits. That's a 200 average coming into play this afternoon.
Bounced foul of third past Bob Henley down there. Here comes a 2-2. In the air, right field shallow. Going out is Matt Shaw to pull it down, and there's one away.
Let's take a look at the afternoon for the big right-hander. Jamison Tyone, there's that nice little curveball. There's the kick change going out there. A lot of soft stuff, giving him an opportunity to sneak a fastball by Manny Machado. But just a whole bag of tricks, just the command to both sides of the plate and the ability to recognize what a hitter's weakness is, and JMO has the weapons to go about that.
First one is down and in to Ty France. The 1-0 popped up, foul out of play. Padres have one hard hit ball today. Ty France in the second, line to left. So I mean, when you look at Jamison Tyone, he's gotten all 13 guys he's faced. I mean, it's exactly what it looks like. He's been dominant. High fly ball left field. Happ is there.
Ooh. He didn't hit that ball as hard as he did that one that he lined out to Ian earlier, but he just missed hitting that out. That guy's been absolutely on fire during this 3-game series. 4 for 7 with 5 RBIs coming into play against Jamison.
Here's Andujar. And that one bends down and away. Tyone at just 53 pitches. And a fastball clips the outside corner at 92. That was the sinker, and it ran back over the outside edge. Here comes a 1-1 on the outside corner, and that's strike 2.
This kind of looks like the guy that shut the Padres out in Game 3 of that wild card series for 4 innings, giving the Cubs an opportunity to move on.
Fly ball left field. Happ is back, track wall, and it's gone. And with one swing, the Padres are on the board. Their first hit, their first base runner, and their first run of the game. He got a breaking ball and stayed back and got enough of it.
Yeah, not only their first run, but really the first mistake as far as location was concerned. Supposed to be down and away, up in the eyes, right around the letters. Andujar hit that pitch where it was supposed to be hit.
It's Jake Cronenworth, the pitch. Yeah, the kick change is on the inside corner for a strike.
You know, and the mentality for Jamison right now, as you look at that scoreboard, don't think about the mistake. Think about the fact you got a 2-0 lead. You're up 2-0 right now. That's it.
Tyone at 34 years old. Talked about Walker Buehler being a 2-time Tommy John guy. Tyone has had Tommy John 2 times. Had it once in 2014, once in 2019. Taylor was talking about when he was coming back from Tommy John surgery, and he and Clay Holmes were doing the guitar. That one fouled away. And for Tyone, I mean, overcoming obstacles. He's a 2-time Tommy John surgery guy, and he had testicular cancer in 2017.
He's overcome a lot, hasn't he?
34 years old. And a big right-hander. Delivers a 2-2.
.83 and 61 in his career. A lot of winning. When healthy.
Three-two pitch on the way.
You know, Boog, you talk about 2 elbow surgeries. As you know, I talked to Justin Steele this morning. He was flying back from Dallas. Just needed to talk to him to encourage him. All right, you got 3 or 4 weeks where you got to let it rest. You got to let it calm down.
3-2 missed, and Tyone issues his first walk. First time Tyone will pitch out of the stretch in this game. And now Castellanos. Did not go, says Shane Limensbarger.
I didn't even think you should have to ask for help on that. That's a swing.
Yeah, he did.
That ain't even close. Both of you got it wrong.
Here's a 1-0. Drilled left field. That one is back. Happ will turn and watch it go. And Castellanos has tied this game up at 3 apiece. Nick Castellanos' first homer as a Padre. 3-3.
Well, we know that in spring training that home run ball was a problem for Jameson Taillon. We know that in his last 4 starts he has allowed 7 home runs. Now make that 9 in his last 5 starts. Everything this inning has just been elevated. Now you go back to where you started. It's a tie game.
Tommy Hotovy has finished the mound visit. And now it's Luis Campusano. He got the first 2. And then Andujar got him for a solo homer. Cronenworth delivered a really nice plate appearance and walked. And then Castellanos a homer. Here comes the 0-1. That's off the outside edge. Outside. He's throwing 26 pitches in the inning. Two-one. Through there for a strike.
Campusano had to be looking for another breaking ball on that.
Swing and a miss. Taillon strikes him out for the 2nd time, but the Padres hit a pair of homers and have tied this game up 3-3 and to 5. Back here as we go to the top of the 6th. It's a 3-3 game, and fans, let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up on June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Yeah, kiddos, get out and play. Adrian Morejon will take over. We've already seen the lefty once in this series.
Well, those numbers don't dictate it, but this has been one of the best left-handed setup men in the game of baseball. 100 miles an hour. He can spin it. And scoring runs just got a lot tougher now that the Padres are into that deep bullpen of theirs.
He used to throw the knuckleball a little bit. That's
2024. I did not.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good
I don't understand that.
2024, he threw 83 knuckleballs.
You got to get a fastball to hit here, Michael.
The pitch.
No.
That one a little bit low.
Great take right there.
Bush, then Conforto, then Shaw. Cubs about hit the Padres 6-2, but this game's tied at 3. And that's in for a strike. And Bush will take his base, although a challenge. Campusano. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's a ball.
Pitches a ball, 1 challenge remaining.
Well, Michael Bush is aboard. Leadoff man is on. And here comes Michael Conforto to the plate. Conforto, his first time up, came up with a double. Brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. On the ground to the right side, Cronenworth to second for one, return to first. And that one, I don't know whether it got somebody in the dugout or did it hit the railing. I guess it hit the railing because the plate umpire, Mark Ripperger, delivered the safe sign. So Conforto will stay at first.
Yeah, you kind of hope on that throw from Bogaerts that the ball would disappear and go into the dugout. Great range on the part of Cronenworth. That's why he's still in the ball game. It's not his bat right now, but when he overthrows France down there, you're hoping the ball disappeared, but it did hit off the railing and came back into play.
That's Shaw. And a breaking ball for a strike. Good slider.
I'm sure the Padres have seen the success that Matt Shaw has had this year on that first pitch, and they're not going to give him that fastball there if they don't have to.
One is high. Shaw bunt single his last time up. He's 1 out of 2. There goes a runner. Foul back in our direction.
Some of that athleticism of Michael Busch. You don't really put on the steal sign with most first basemen in a game of baseball, but Craig Counsell can.
That's ripped left field, base hit. Castellanos will pick it up. Throw coming into third. Into second is Shaw, and the Cubs in business. Second and third, 1 out, double by Matt Shaw.
You know, let me apologize. That was Conforto that was at first trying to steal second base right there. I just love that. I mean, Matt Shaw was 1 for 11 on this road trip until that bunt single. Sometimes that's what it takes to get you going. Kind of like in basketball, where every now and then nothing will go in. If you get the opportunity to shoot a free throw, you find that touch again. Big opportunity here for the right guy.
Infield in and PCA. And that's a strike. Two-run homer his last time up. Morahone kicks deals. Inside, it spins him out of the way. How far did it fly? Brought to you by American Airlines and Pete Crow Armstrong in inning number 4. A 2-run homer, 357 feet. Score your next flight at AA.com. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Think back to that home run last night off a left-handed pitcher. Think about the success you had right there, and now just put it in play anywhere.
1-2, popped foul. On the ground to first. And they're coming home with it. Tag safe. Conforto dodged the tag from Campiasano, and he got in the swim move. And it's 4-3 Cubs.
That's part of managing right there. You got one out, you put the contact play on, you're going to send the runners. They get the guy out at third instead of second and third, you got first and third. Who cares in that spot?
Wow.
Ty France kind of hesitated a little bit there. I'm surprised I'm not sure that Conforto hit the bag, hit home plate the first time through. I'm surprised Camposano didn't go get him right there to tag him, but he did not, fortunately, for the Cubs to get the lead.
Oh, that's a great look right there. Yep, he got the plate.
Wasn't sure if he did or not. That's phenomenal.
Wow.
That is, what a great look, too.
So Michael Conforto with the outstanding slide, and the Cubs have retaken the lead. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Fans never miss a moment of Cubs baseball with the Marquee app presented by Miller Lite. Scan the QR code now to stream live game shows and other exclusive Cubs content. The Marquee app presented by Miller Lite. Ragley Rodriguez will take over. And Miguel Amaya curls one foul into the second level. This guy's done good work thus far.
He has. He's got a big fastball. If there's one problem he's got, it's been finding the strike zone, but Miguel must have been looking for that 100 miles an hour there. He got a changeup. And he got another one. Huge base hit from Miguel back in the second inning. Drive in the first run. Give the Cubs their first lead. Try to pad that lead now.
On the ground to short. Bogarts picks it up, steadies and throws. And they get Amaya. The Cubs, though, pick up the go-ahead run on a great slide by Michael Conforto.
Cubs lead 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Yesterday, Daniel Palencia threw a high-intensity bullpen, and all reports were yesterday that he checked out well. Today, came to the ballpark. That was the biggest question. Would he recover? And the answer is yes. So now the Cubs just have to decide what's next. Craig Counsell saying he will either go on a rehab assignment or get activated. And if he gets activated, there's a chance he's on the big league roster as soon as Friday, Boog. And then also we want to mention, we talked about Justin Steele, the news that came for him yesterday with the flexor strain. He put a heartfelt message on Instagram and Twitter just sharing how tough this news is for him personally. We're showing it, but you can go read it on his socials. And Sud, I know you talked to him and how hard of a setback this is for him.
Yeah, we both were in tears. You know, just everything looked so positive in spring training. He and Libby just had their second child. Everything was rolling in the right direction. And then, you know, it's not like he has to have the surgery again. He said he got a shot. And he said it's going to take 3, maybe 4 weeks to find out if it worked. But, you know, he got stretched out. He got to the point where he was doing some, you know, live BPs. Really, really disappointing, but not the end. You know, and I kept telling him, buddy, hey, this is going to be a long season. This team's plan is to play in October, and it's planning on having you be a part of it.
Tapped softly out to short. Charging Horner. Got a bare hand throw. And he threw it away, but Tatis will not advance as it stays in play. So it'll be an infield single for Tatis.
Dansby Swanson couldn't have done much more on that play right there. Tatis last year with over 30 stolen bases. You know there's a green light there. Jameson's going to have to do a really good job changing his delivery here and making sure his focus is on Manny Machado.
First one to Machado is in for a strike. One out, man at first. We're in the bottom of the sixth. The Cubs leading it by a run. Taillon has given up a couple of homers, but he's pitched well here today. The pitch. And that one fouled back off to the right.
Breaking ball down just off the outer half of the plate has been a key for the success for Jameson Taillon here this afternoon.
Foul back.
Velocity's still good. First fastball was 93 miles an hour, one of the best of the day.
And that last one at 92. He's up to 77 pitches. And a throw over to first, and Tatis back in. Fernando has swiped 7. He's been caught twice.
If I'm Jameson, I just hold it now. You can see the clock. You know how much time you have. Just hold it. Make him get out there. Maybe he dances a little bit and you can grab him.
There he goes. Breaking ball. Throw to second. Tag. Safe. Dan Merzel on the call. They got a good pitch to run on.
Come on, Craig. Grab your ears. No. No.
Got that hand in the oven mitt. 1-2 now.
Really a strong throw by Miguel, too, though.
Foul back. The 1-2. Outside corner. Machado will challenge.
The batter challenging the pitch.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And it's a ball.
Pitches the ball, bringing us 3 counts remaining.
That was a two-seam fastball that Jameson was just hoping to get a little bit more run to it to come back and catch that corner.
Tatis at second. He represents the tying run. Cubs 4, Padres 3. Bottom of the 6th in San Diego. Taillon. Spin and a throw to second. Two and 2 now. Here comes. Foul back in our direction. We're going to need our high home guys to get a little more aggressive.
And what we really need is a really good breaking ball off that outside corner.
Drilled but foul. That was pitch number 8.
Yeah, and unfortunately that breaking ball looked like a couple of them in the last inning here. Get it out there, and very, very fortunate to get an opportunity to get the out again.
Taillon a 2-2. Broke his bat. That's out to short. Corner throws him out. And a big pitch and a big out with Tatis staying put at second. And 2 away. It'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. Cubs lead it 4-3. John Shambi and Rick Sutcliffe along with Taylor McGregor. And the Cubs trying to get out of San Diego with a win and a series win. Bogaerts 0 for 2. Little roller, first base side. Tyone over to first and gets out of it. 6 strong innings for J-Mo. We'll go to the 7th. Cubs by a run. Top 7 and top of the order for the Cubs. It'll go Horner, Ballesteros, and Bregman against Brad Clay Rodriguez. Cutter for a strike.
Time for the top of the order to do something. Not been Nico's fault. He's been on a couple of times. Just hasn't been able to touch home yet. All 4 of the runs driven in by the final 2 guys. All 4 of the runs scored by the final 4.
That one a little bit low. Ball and a strike. Nico into today number 4 in the majors and wins above replacement. And I think especially impressive when you contemplate the guys that he's up there with. It goes Yordan Alvarez, Ellie De La Cruz, Aaron Judge, then Nico Horner. Ripped but foul. Bobby Witt Jr. right behind him.
He just made a lot of adjustments, and not so much his swing, but really his thought pattern now. There's times that I can dictate the action. There's times when I got to just put it in play.
Sliced into right. Tatis coming on, makes the catch. Had him played well, shallow.
Yeah, he really did. If he would have been back a little bit deeper and not as quick as he is, that would have been another base hit for Nico. But Tatis is not the same player that he once was, but he can still get it done.
One out, nobody on for Ballesteros, who's 0 for 3. See Ballesteros, it's been a pretty aggressive approach. I'm sure we'll see teams start to adjust. And then it's on him to make the adjustment to the adjustment.
He called the pitch the other night when he hit that grand slam home. He said, if he throws this, I'm taking him out.
Liner into center, sinking, and Merrill is there, 2 away. Downstairs and with a minor league programming note, here's Taylor.
We've got Cubs minor league action coming your way this weekend on Marquee. It all starts tomorrow with Road to Wrigley Live and continues with South Bend Cubs and Myrtle Beach Pelican matchups on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is card 10.
And that's our future, that minor league system.
Bregman stands in. Alex takes a 1-0 a little bit high. Bregman today has singled, grounded to third, and popped to second. Cubs lead it by a run. We're in the 7th. Look out. Well, you mentioned there's been a lot of that this series. Nico earlier today hitting the head. Seiya got dusted a few times, and
you don't forget about it. It ain't the time to do anything about it now, but there will be.
And Bregman will take his base.
Come on, Happer, make it hurt.
There's way less of that stuff now, though, right? The retaliatory.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Back in the day, they had to warn you, so you had a chance to even the score. Cost you $100. I paid that fine. I paid that fine a lot of times, but happy to do it.
Fly ball left field, long run, Castellanos. It falls and it'll take a bounce, and it'll hop out of play. Automatic double, and Happ into second, and the Cubs with an opportunity. Second and third, and 2 outs.
Sorry about showing the frustration on a double, but if that ball stays in play, there's no doubt that Alex Bregman was going to score another run. Happer just fighting it off. There's a lot of velocity right there. I mean, it's an outstanding pitch. Coming down the line. Just stop. Hit the grass. If it hits the grass, it doesn't bounce up like that. All right, keep the line of moving. That's all.
Ruben Niebla out. Cubs leading it by a run and looking for more. 36,513, the paid crowd here at Petco. Mark Ripperger coming out and saying, let's speed this along, please.
I think this is a roll of the dice right now on the part of the acting manager today, Randy Knorr. I think Craig Stemmen might have gone to a left-handed reliever, knowing that the next 2 hitters are left-handed. The message obviously will be, you got a base open, you don't have to get this guy.
First one to Bush, misses.
And off that changeup. Looking for a fastball and looking for that power that Michael Bush had last year.
Bush 0 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss, and that was nasty to change up.
Seems like that's something that Ruben Niebla has taught to a lot of people that have put on the Padre jersey.
Inside.
Not really seen much of a breaking ball. Fastball changeup.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. And again with the changeup.
Well, it's obvious what the scouting report was from the Padres pitching coach. Don't give him a fastball to hit. There's a lot of move. That's an outstanding changeup.
On the ground, right side, France Rodriguez, and they get out of it. Cubs leave a couple. Time to stretch in San Diego. 4-3.
Aren't as absurd as you think.
It's our game summary, and it's brought to you by Wintrust. Cubs lead it by a run, 4-3. PCA a 2-run homer. He's also knocked it a run with a ground out. Jameson Taillon has been very good. He's back out for the bottom of the 7th and delivers down and in to Ty France. Only at 85 pitches. Cubs with activity in the bullpen. Popped in the air, center field. Pete Crow Armstrong has it. Corbin Martin.
That was a great thing about Rollison and Obi Miller last night, because Corbin Martin was available, but by not using him, you might get 2+ innings out of him here this afternoon if needed. I like the Jameson staying with that sinking fastball. Made a couple mistakes with the breaking ball. You've got other tools to use. Oh, boy. You don't throw that breaking ball. I just wouldn't throw it for a strike by design. Obviously, there's a physical part of it that you never know with.
A 1-1. And there's a breaking ball. And then Duhar comes up empty. 1 out, bases clear, and Duhar has homered in this game.
It's back, isn't it?
Well, that was a better one, wasn't it?
That was a really good one, yeah. A lot of late movement to it and ended up in a really good spot. I think that fastball away here. I don't trust that breaking ball right now.
Bounced up the middle, waiting on it is Shaw. And Duhar retired. There's 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down. It'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Cubs lead at 4-3. They've out-hit the Padres 8-3. And no errors for either side. The Cubs have left 7. The Padres have left 1. Curveball missing. Cronenworth a strikeout and a walk. And now 2-0.
That might have been the biggest mistake that Jameson made in the bottom of the 5th inning, was that walk to Cronenworth.
Extended at bat. Here's a 2-0. And now 3-0.
Well, the wheels start turning now if you're Craig Counsell.
That's in for a strike. 3-1.
Fastball away. Try to stay away from that slugging percentage. Make him go to the opposite field if you can.
Tyone goes 7. Ty's longest start for a Cub this year. Says Ballesteros giving Jameson Tyone some love. And J-Mo in turn saying to Miguel Amaya, thank you. He joins Edward Cabrera, Shota Imanaga as the other 2 Cubs to go 7 this year. For the Cubs here in the 8th, it'll be Conforto, Shaw, and PCA. Luke Shambi, Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor here in beautiful San Diego, Petco Park.
Yeah, those numbers have been just like that the last couple of years for the Padres' #1 setup man. But the #1 offensive guy, other than Pete Crow Armstrong, the guy you want up to lead off an inning to try to score a run, the guy that's already scored twice. That's Michael Conforto.
That one in for a strike to Conforto.
As good as that last changeup was, this guy's changeup might even be better.
Conforto 1 out of 3 getting to start in right field today. Isaiah Suzuki is the day off. The 2-1. And no swing. The 3-1 pitch. High fly ball, right field. Tatis waits on it. Fans, lock in your tickets to watch Cubs baseball from the all-inclusive, one-of-a-kind atmosphere of the Wrigley Rooftops. Secure your spot today at WrigleyRooftops.com. One out, nobody on, and it's Matt Shaw at the plate. We're in the top of the 8th. Cubs leading it by the count of 4-3. First one to Shaw. Inside.
Stop
and Matt
it.
hits the deck.
I mean, it was a changeup, but just way too many things up around the head. You got to come in around the waist.
The 1-0.
I mean, he's out there saying it's my bad. But Jason Adam has some of the best control in the game. That was a 3-1 changeup he threw to Conforto that got him out front.
Here's the 2-0. And that's in for a strike. It's one of those things that just happens in the game. When that happens a lot, whether on purpose or completely not on purpose, at a certain point the other team gets tired of it. The 2-1. Swing and a miss.
I don't have to think back that far to a Padre pitcher hitting a Cub in the head. The guy that got hit was Andre Dawson, and I wasn't even in the ball game, but all of a sudden I was.
2-2. Bounced foul of third.
We know one thing. Matt Shaw's able to get on base right now. I didn't realize. I knew he could hit. I knew he was versatile. I didn't know he was that fast. We saw it in spring training. I don't know how many stolen bases he had, but it seemed like every time he got on, he was running.
High fly ball, left field. That one back towards the corner. Castellanos! And that one is gone. Home run, Matt Shaw just got out. And the Cubs get some insurance here in the 8th. It's 5-3. A towering homer.
How about that? This home run is brought to you by Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Strength you can trust. And in Matt Shaw, you can trust. How about that bunt single back in the top of the 4th inning? Yeah, it got him going. PCA hit a home run right after that. Now he's got a single, double, and a homer here in his last 3 at-bats.
What a great day for Shaw, getting to start at second base. Just got out of here. Matt picking up his 3rd of the year.
That's some bat speed right there. That ball was hit off the end of the bat.
PCA awkward swing, and it's 1-1. Pete has homered in this one. Cubs have 25 homers in their last 14 games. I mean, look, this is a lineup with some thump, and then, but the first place you go though is they are #1 in the majors in on-base percentage. OBP is life.
Talked about it a little bit yesterday, how Craig Counsell in his meeting challenged them to find different ways to win ball games. And I mean, already in just the first month of the season, we've seen it.
And PCA down on strikes as he's caught looking. And now Miguel Amaya, who's got an RBI single and a couple of ground outs. Cubs lead at 5-3. We're in the top of the 8th. The 1-0.
Partner, I'm always looking at the energy in a dugout. Take a look at this. Everybody up on that front step. What's going on over there?
It's down low. Cubs have out-hit the Padres 9-3. The 2-1. He wouldn't bite.
Contact from Miguel Amaya, his first 3 at bats. Huge base hit back in the top of the second with 2 outs to drive in that first run.
And that's in there for a strike. Hard foul.
Maybe that's why the Padres aren't up on the top step.
There is that. Pitch missing and ball 4, and Amaya will take his base.
He's having an outstanding day today. He's done. Him and Jameson Taillon were in sync together. I mean, all of a sudden you get into the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs, and you got a perfect game going. You start thinking, and then it kind of got away a little bit. But credit to Jameson Taillon for locking it back in and putting up a 0 in that 6th and 7th.
Now it's Nico. Nico, a single, and he's been hit by a pitch. Scoops that foul out of play.
He's been paying attention. Really, the only thing that Jason Adam has thrown for a strike has been something soft. Nico staying back, trying to shoot something down that right field line to make Miguel Amaya run a little bit.
Fly ball center field. Merrill back under it, and he's got it. Cubs pick up an add-on thanks to Matt Shaw Insurance Runs. They're brought to you by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner. Matt Shaw with his 3rd, and the Cubs lead it 5-3. Back here at Petco, Cubs lead at 5-3. John Shelby, Rick Sutcliffe, and Taylor McGregor as the Cubs will go to their pen, and Corbin Martin on for the 5th time. And that pitch is upstairs. Martin, 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and he has struck out 2. And a foul ball.
At 96 will work. I don't know that I'd do that again right now. probably spin it. Once again, Castellanos right on top. This guy's been a terrific offensive player. There you go.
Went too far, and Martin ahead 1-2. Corbin Martin was on the Iowa Cubs opening day roster. One of the 15 pitchers on their opening day roster. It's still April. 9 of those 15 guys have already pitched for the Cubs this year.
Who's pitching for Marty Peavy now? Does he have anybody? Obviously the manager.
1-2 down and away.
I'd sneak that fastball by him on that outer half. He laid off that breaking ball, unlike he did for the 2nd strike. Think that outside corner.
Pitch is upstairs.
Now I spin it though. I've seen Castellanos for a long time now. He's a guy that he can be patient up until he gets a 3-2 count, and then he's in full swing mode.
Upstairs, and Martin issues the walk, and Castellanos, usually a guy that likes to swing the bat. This quality start brought to you by National Car Rental. Speed, control, winning confidence. And 7 strong innings, 95 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, struck out 6 and walked 1.
How about Cabrera last night in the 6th inning throwing 98? And Taillon with the same kind of thing. He doesn't throw 98 anymore, but he was throwing 93 miles an hour in his last inning of work. Corbin needs to slow it down a little bit. There's no location to anything with the last 4 pitches. Slow it down. Slow it down.
In the dirt.
Speaking of dirt, he's having trouble with the landing dirt out in front of him there. He's kicked it 3 or 4 times. Take your time. Get it cleaned out. There's been a lot of traffic out there so far.
Martin ready and fires. It's way high. Yeah, he's all over the place right now.
I got to throw a breaking ball here. He's got better command of it up to this point than he does that fastball. Spin it, get a ground ball to Bregman.
Pitch to Campusano. Swing and a miss. Seemed like he took a little something off of that.
I don't know what it was, 93 miles an hour, but it wasn't the 96 that you'd be looking for. Come on, Campusano struck out twice already. Let's keep that line of moving in that direction.
That one is inside, and Martin has walked 2 in a row.
Well,
and here comes Tommy Hotovy.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I don't know if there's a tougher conversation to have. You got to throw strikes, but you also got to think about the fact we're back to the top of the order. You're going to face their best 3 hitters.
Ben Brown getting loose.
Yeah, I talked to Ben before the game. I said, "Are you good?" He goes, "Of course I'm good." Threw a couple of innings the other night. You wonder why a pitcher would start warming up with his hat off. I mean, in this day and age, it's the bullpen coach putting that pitch comm into the side of the hat.
Jackson Merrill now. Corbin Martin into the game and immediately into a jam.
Well, you got to play in on the corners defensively because there are some people that would bunt in this situation.
Swing and a miss. Bryce Johnson pinch running for Campusano at first. And Castellanos is the runner at second. 2 on, nobody out. 0-1 to Merrill. Check swing, and he held up. Merrill 0 for 3. Martin is ready. Kicks and deals outside. Martin, a 30-year-old from Cypress, Texas, pitches college ball at Texas A&M. 2-1. Right through there for a strike.
I I think the first 3 pitches, a couple of breaking balls and a changeup, really got Jackson Merrill off of the fastball.
See what he goes with here. 2 on, nobody out. 2.
Non-competitive, though. I mean, I like the idea that he threw a breaking ball, but it's got to look like a strike coming out of your hand. I realize this is a spot that Corbin Martin has maybe never been in before. But he's the man right now. He's obviously put up the best numbers of anybody down there.
3rd straight full count. 3-2. It's fouled back.
Can you throw a breaking ball for a strike? I don't know the answer, but I know that's what he needs to do right here. At least make it look like a strike, and you might get a swing and miss.
Merrill back in. Martin's going to step off and wants Amaya to push the buttons again. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 5-3 Cubs, bottom 8. Martin deals. Breaking ball, just missed. And they're all loaded up.
Wow. 2-run lead, bottom of the 8th inning, and you walk 3 straight guys. Miguel is going to take as much time as he can to get out to the mound. There's no chance that Tatis is going to face Corbin Martin.
Craig Counsell out of the dugout with Ben Brown getting loose. Counsell makes the point to the pen, and we've got a pitching change. Ben Brown coming in. They're all loaded up and nobody out. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brain. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Fernando Tatis Jr. coming up to hit with the bases loaded and nobody out. Cubs lead at 5-3, and Craig Counsell turning to Ben Brown to get out of this mess. Tatis 1 for 3 with a single. He gets right in on his thumbs with a sinker. Man, he is getting very comfortable with that pitch.
And he's very good with it. I mean, it's a pitch you really don't have to command. You just got to make sure it's got some late life to it. You just need an out here. Any kind of an out.
The 0-1. He went upstairs and missed. Castellanos at 3rd, Johnson at 2nd, Merrill at 1st. Padre right fielder up at the plate. 5-3 Cubs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Brown deals. High fly ball center field. This will score a run. PCA makes the catch. Throw will come into 2nd. And it's a 5-4 game.
You had to get an out. You had to get an out. If you got a ground ball from Tatis, you're probably not going to double him up anyway. You get a ground ball from Manny Machado, that double play could happen.
Machado 0 for 3. Up and in. He suffered some type of lower half injury running the bases in game 1 of this series. That one,
I think it was his calf that he hurt. That's what the trainers were working on when he came out of the game.
Didn't play yesterday and then DHing here today. Merrill bluffs a go. That one up the middle. Shaw steps on second, over to first. Double play. Ben Brown gets out of it, and the Cubs still lead it by a run. Ben Brown delivers a tailor-made double play ground ball. Back up the middle, and Matt Shaw just waiting.
Could not be more routine than that. Think about all the RBIs, all the time with a man on third, less than 2 outs, that Manny Machado has come through. That was a moment for Ben Brown.
Mason Miller will take over. Ben Brown looks at some data from Casey Jacobson in the dugout. Miller, who had his scoreless inning streak snapped on Monday, two balls, no strikes to count. 34 2/3 going back to last year. Got a fastball through there at 99. Padres, like the Cubs, have an off day tomorrow, so in a one-run game, might as well use your big arm to keep it at
Almost
that.
like Valley's looking for a breaking ball.
Swing and a miss.
Saw the numbers the other night. He threw 21 pitches, that being Mason Miller. 19 were sliders. Valley took a 2-0 fastball down the middle. I know this is an elite fastball.
Here's the pitch, and that is in the dirt.
One of the things that the minor league coaches were telling me about Valley, they said he'll catch, he'll be fine, because he's a smart kid. And, you know, looking for that breaking ball the other night when he hit the grand slam. He might get a breaking ball here.
3-2. Check swing roller. That's to third, and Duhar picks it up, throws to first in time, and there's one away. Mason Miller at 27 years old, born in Pittsburgh and drafted by the Athletics in the third round 2021. He made his debut against the Cubs April 19th, 2023 out in Oakland.
What did Mark Kotze and...
I think Mark Kotze got ejected in that game, I'm pretty sure. And
did he?
He was up close and personal to the microphone and got his money's worth.
But what did his team get in the trade for Mason Miller? Like the whole minor league system of the Padres?
Pitch outside. It was traded by the A's along with J.P. Sears for Henry Baez, Leo DeVries, Braden Nett, and Eduardiel Nunez.
I don't know any of them, but I got a feeling every one of them's going to play in the big leagues.
Pitch downstairs.
Typical Alex Bregman afternoon. 4 at bats, on base twice. Now 3 times.
All 4, and Bregman is aboard, and who wouldn't love a little insurance?
Ian Happ with that unfortunate bounce on his double the last time. That ball stays in play. It would have driven in Alex Bregman, who had walked in front of him, but it didn't, and the Cubs were not able to score.
Ball 1 to Ian. So I mentioned the double. He's also walked, so he's 1 out of 3. Bregman at first, 1 away. 5-4 Cubs in the 9th. Fouled off, and that got a piece of Mark Ripperger, and Fermin checking on it back there. Freddie, who took over behind the plate for Campusano after they ran for him. Oh, right on the shoulder.
It comes out of the hand at 100 miles an hour. And when it comes off the bat, it's not getting any slower.
Swing and a miss. And Happ comes up empty, 1-2.
This is that breaking ball we saw a lot of the other night. I mean, it's just a strike for 59 feet, and then it's not.
Fouled off at the plate.
Oh, getting kind of cute out there. The big right-hander going to a slide step. Showing respect for Bregman. He'll steal a bag when he needs to.
That last foul ball. And you could see Fermin.
Ooh, right off the wrist.
Yep. Pitch in the dirt. Bregman scrambling to second. Head first dive, and he's in. Excellent read, and Bregman takes the 90 feet, and now a man in scoring position on a wild pitch.
And that's an excellent call on your part, because it absolutely was a read. Bregman knows in his mind, this guy can throw a breaking ball, a lot of them. If it comes out of his hand, watch him, he's gone. Watch him. He didn't care how far that ball went. When it came out of his hand, he knew the direction of it was going to grab some dirt. When it bounced in the dirt, he took off. Just outstanding instincts.
So an opportunity for Happ. 2-2 to Ian. And that one misses outside. And a challenge.
Catcher challenging the pitch.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's a strike. And Happ is gone.
One thing the Padres have done much better than the Cubs have in this 3-game series is using their challenges.
2 down, man at second, and it's Michael Busch. 0 for 3. Miller fires. Assad up in that pen.
I've seen enough of him to know that he can handle a ninth inning. His composure.
High fly ball drilled out towards right center field, and Merrill tracks it down. Nice running grab by Jackson Merrill as that one hung up. And the Cubs strand a man. Will go bottom 9, 1-run game in San Diego.
For 10 years.
Well, a reminder coming up at the conclusion of our game. It's Cubs Post Game Live, and it will be Elise Menaker, Lance Brozdowski, Alex Cohen. It's all coming up at the end of this one. Ben Brown back out there. Javier Assad was up. Now Hobie Milner is up and throwing. So Ben Brown trying to finish it off. Bogarts, France, and Andujar schedule. And a fastball for a strike.
Well, this is managing 101 right here. You put Assad down. He's close to being ready. He could come in later on. But by getting a left-hander up right now, there's a chance that you're going to tie the hands of the Padres manager as far as Gavin Sheets is concerned. You got a right-hander on a mound that throws a lot of fastball. That's what Gavin Sheets makes a living on. But you get Hobie Milner up there now, and all of a sudden, what does the manager do? You're going to run him out there? Because Milner will come in.
Swing and a miss. Brown ahead 1-2 with the curve. Bogart's 0 for 3. Padres 4 runs. They only have 3 hits in the game. Cubs lead it by 1 with Francini on deck circle. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's one away.
You're talking about an outstanding hitter. A guy that has been around a long time. I don't know that I've ever seen Bogaerts miss a pitch by more than that. That tells you how dominant Ben Brown can be.
First offering to France. And a breaking ball misses upstairs.
France has had a great series. But just by getting the left-hander up in the bullpen, you tie the hands of the Padres.
Bounce to third. Bregman up with it. Out number 2. If Ben Brown is able to finish this off, he would collect a save. The Cubs would already this season have 5 guys with a save.
That wasn't the plan, no. That makes managing really hard.
Yep. Thielbar is the only guy with more than 1.
Okay.
Gavin Sheets has been announced. Hobie Milner has been up and loosening. And here's the matchup.
I mean, Craig Counsell just threw his best lure into the water, and he got the Padres to bite on it. All right, you want to bring him in? I got the answer for it. I wish this was at Wrigley because Ben Brown would be getting some kind of an ovation right now.
Great work by Brown. Pitching change in San Diego. Hobie Milner coming in. What great work by Ben Brown. He got all 4 guys that he faced, collected 5 outs, and he'll turn it over to Hobie Milner. Tommy Hotovy saying, well done.
Well, in my opinion, it was Hobie that got the biggest out in the victory last night when he came in to punch out the first hitter he faced. Can he do it again?
He faces Ramon Laureano, so Sheets gets called back. And Randy Knorr gets the platoon advantage with Laureano. And that's fouled off. And a count quickly 0-2 on Laureano.
I'm not lying, partner. My palms are a little wet.
Milner listening and picks out the sign. He fires. Check swing and he went. That's the ball game. Cubs win. Hobie Milner able to close it out, and the Cubs take 2 of 3 in San Diego. For Milner, his 382nd career appearance and just his 2nd save.
You only manage when you have to. That's what the great managers do. All of a sudden, your backs were against the wall. You walk the bases loaded. You got to make some moves. Pushing the right buttons leads to a win in this series.
Cubs win it, and they finish the road trip 3-3. Pretty good against 2 good teams.
Absolutely. I mean, not many people can do that. You got the World Series champs. You got a team that you had to beat in the playoffs last year.
Cubs have won 12 out of 15 and head home for 7 against the Diamondbacks and Reds, and right now a confident group.
901.
901 for Craig Counsell. Indeed. Sonny, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Love you. You know that, partner. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Chicago.
For Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Cubs hang on to win it. They beat the Padres 5-4. Cubs off tomorrow. Action picks back up on Friday as the Arizona Diamondbacks come to town. Colin Ray, Zach Gallen, your scheduled starters. Coverage begins at noon. Up next, it's Cubs postgame live with Elise Medeker, Lance Brosdowski, and Alex Cohen. Elise, take it away.
Boog, thank you. Guys, a 5-4 win. The Cubs split the road trip. How about happy flight?
Oh, happy flight. Ben Brown, 5 outs that were absolutely massive. His best outing of the season, Alex.
So they split the road trip 3-3 against the Dodgers, and the Padres like stealing money. Go home, take care of business. Happy flight.
We're ready to talk about it. Coming up on Cubs Post Game Live.